It's only switched rooms.
It's actually a screen, but it's quite clever, isn't it? Because because it is a room. It's a photo that I took, but I
I
wanted
love
to
it.
look like I was actually in a room.
It's a conservatory.
It is a conservatory, and it's actually from that castle in Scotland, so it's very fancy.
It's beautiful. There's Kimmy.
Hi.
How
Hello.
are you, darling?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
Sorry, my dog is going nuts. Can you hear him in the garden?
Mm-mm.
I can't hear them. Mine are whining outside. They're looking at me through the window like, let me in.
I just need to go and try and get him in. I think he's barking at a fox.
Oh no.
Oh,
It won't be a minute.
let's see.
Debbie,
comes
how's it going?
That PB thing,
You're what?
that plant-based thing.
Yes.
It's okay. I mean, I've done really well with the prep and the doing of it. Hi, Kimmy. But my body does not like it. My glucose monitor is stable. Ready? You're gonna die when I say this. It's
Yeah.
stable at 120. It should be
Is that
80.
do you think that's because you're not getting the amount of protein that you were getting before? Like the balance is all the macros are all kind of different from
I
how
think,
you've been eating? Yeah.
yeah, because I mean, Mama loves her carne, so yeah. What the I wanted to do it. I had a feeling this was
Yeah.
maybe going to happen, not to this extent. Like I thought, I don't feel bad, but I'm also kind of in a healing crisis anyway. So it's kind of
Yeah.
like I don't really know, but
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I can see throwing some roasted chickpeas on some things and a
Yeah.
lentil here or there, but all the time.
Yeah.
Mm-mm. But now I'm much better at my veggie prep, so you know that was what I wanted to do. Hi, Kathleen.
Good. Hi, everybody.
All righty.
Um, I'll just kind of wait on you, Debbie, to
Okay.
know when to
I
start.
was gonna say let's give it to 4:05 and
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
and
That's
then
perfect.
go for it because you know
If
how Zooms are.
Yeah, if everybody that's on, if you want to go ahead and turn your oven, well, if you are, well, yeah, because we're gonna make the breakfast. We're gonna make our casserole today. So turn your oven on to 425. That way, it's already on and preheating. We're not gonna do anything with it yet, but I just want it to be on because it's like a two-step thing. We've got to roast the potatoes and then do everything else. And the sweet potatoes need to be cooked first. So.
We had Hazel and I were just on one of our coaching calls, and one of the ladies was like, "You're gonna do all that in an hour?" I said, "Well, it might be a little bit more." I said, "But yeah." And she's like, "How are you gonna do that?" I said, "It's Kimmy magic."
I know, I'm sorry I missed that. I didn't get home in time for the 12 o'clock.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine. No worries. I got the replay up, so we're
Okay.
good. I just put it up.
Good. And should I be washing my vegetables?
So yeah, so if you're here, go ahead and wash all of your vegetables and let them be drying. And then just get everything out on the counter. I would get like spices and oils and whatever out and just kind of like organize it. So just get all your vegetables out, maybe meats in one section, and then condiments, spices, and oils in another, just so you can kind of like zip around and be a little bit organized. So are you in Florida right now, Debbie?
Yeah, we're gonna be here till I think we're coming that way in like April.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we're going out to the Ozarks we're just gonna do like a little 3-week trip out to the Ozarks, like a
Nice.
week out, spend a week there, a week back, and then come back to Blairsville. So yeah, you and I we'll be getting together.
Oh, yay. Yeah, let me know whenever you come through town.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I have my lentils in the Instant Pot right now, and I put sweet potatoes, in the Instant Pot so that they would be resistant starch when I would use them tomorrow, because I thought that might help.
Maybe. Are the lentils and sweet potatoes together? And so you'll.
No, I just prepped some regular potatoes and then I
Okay.
prepped
Oh, okay.
some
And
sweet
then
potatoes.
what
Yeah.
have you been doing tofu and tempeh and all that, or no?
So I haven't done tempeh because part of me being me is I'm ornery. And I was like, I'm not going to eat a bunch of processed food, right? Like,
Mhm.
if I'm going to do this plant-based thing, I want to do mostly plants,
Mostly
right? I don't
plants.
want to do, fake this or fake that. Here comes
Yeah.
Barb. Hang on. And so I haven't done tempeh
Okay.
because it does have, they said it's fine, but I guess it does have some rice something in it.
Oh, got it.
So I've just done tofu and it's pretty funny because I did a tofu scramble. Like I took some Mesa de Vita and made it like a taco
Yeah, like a
tofu.
taco bowl or something.
Yeah. And that wasn't too bad. And then I took it and I got the firm stuff. So I sliced it and I'm browning it, which takes forever anyway. And I brown it and I throw, everything I throw at my husband. I'm like, okay, don't know how this is gonna go, but
Yeah.
everything's an experiment, right?
Yeah.
So and it was beautiful. It was like kind of like a stir fry, but I mean it was really a gorgeous stir fry.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, are you all done? And he's like, yeah. And he hands me back the plate and like all the tofu. Like I think he took 3 bites of the tofu. And I'm like, so we're not a tofu fan. He's like, no, not really. And then later I tried to feed the tofu to the dog and understand I had it marinating for half a day. And then I also, basically fried it in the marinade.
Yeah.
And the dog looked at me and went, "Phew." So I don't
Oh,
think tofu, it's just hard because what the flavor profile should
yeah.
be. And then you have this squishy stuff and it's like,
Yeah.
okay. So,
Yeah.
so how I thought it was going to go is how it's going. And I don't know if that's a self-fulfilling prophecy, but yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, I figured I'll probably do another week and then I'll have 3 weeks done. And then I think I'll probably be just about done with it. I'm on day 13 right now. So,
Okay. That's a long time.
so
then.
yeah.
That's good.
Mm-hmm. It's a lot of beans, a lot of beans.
Woo! Man, tough.
Did he catch the fox?
No, well, there's a gate in between. The fox
Oh.
definitely knows that Ollie can't get to him, so he stands and like dances around in front of him.
Oh, that's
Wait,
mean.
Hazel, where do you live?
Oh, in London, United
Okay.
Kingdom.
Okay. Wow.
So it's nighttime here.
You're
It's actually
international.
9 p.m. It's my bedtime.
Love it. I love it. Well, I'm so glad you could join us.
Oh, thank you. Well, it sounds like a lot of fun and skills that I need to learn for sure.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we should get started then.
I said go for it. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So, if you have I have my menu printed off, and so we're gonna just kind of go in order, except for we're gonna start with eggs. So I had like some snacks listed. If you're a hard-boiled egg person, we can start some eggs. I do mine in the Instant Pot. I know not everyone has their Instant Pot, so if you want to do it on the stove, and we need 8 eggs plus 1, so we need 9 eggs. We need 1 egg for our meatballs, and then 8 eggs for our casserole. So whatever you have left, if you want to boil those, if you have extra, let's get those going and set a timer so we can come back to it. Okay, so we're gonna get it going, boiling on the stove. If anyone has any questions about how long and how I boil my eggs, if you're muted, just unmute and ask me. I always do a little bit of water in the bottom of the Instant Pot and go 3 minutes high pressure, and then a quick release and put them in an ice bath. So that's how I do my eggs. Okay, so if you joined after I told you to preheat your oven to 425 also. And then we're just gonna go in order. We're gonna start with our sheet pan salmon meal. And so you can do this one of two ways. You can prep everything and put it in on a sheet pan ready to go and cover it with foil or whatever and put it in your fridge. Or you could just organize all the ingredients and do it at a later time. So let's say you're not cooking this meal tonight. You would just prep the salmon and get everything else, make the sauce and whatnot, and just stick it in a Tupperware container or whatever and put it in your fridge, okay? So I like to kind of like already have it ready to go on my sheet pan. Okay, so we're gonna get the salmon out, and we are going to, I have the recipe here so I can kind of walk you through what we need. For the salmon, let's see. Oh yeah, we needed asparagus too. You're gonna get your asparagus out, your salmon, your radishes, and if I'm going too fast, let me know. Also, I know you're probably still getting your eggs in order. And salt and pepper and olive oil.
Just as a spectator, this turned out to be really fun last time. Was if you can angle your camera so we can see what you're cooking.
Yeah.
Everybody, not just you, Kimmy, but everybody, because it's kind of
Yeah.
fun. Because then you see what different things people use, and it helps everybody out.
Yep. So in Georgia, there is a huge, crazy shortage in supply chain. So our Whole Foods and our grocery stores there's hardly any groceries. I don't know when we're going to be refilled. Hopefully in the next couple days. So I'm subbing my asparagus, and I don't have salmon either. I'm subbing my asparagus for Brussels sprouts. So that's why you'll see me cut these Brussels sprouts. Yes, and yeah, so I don't have asparagus. So if you're like, why does she have Brussels sprouts? That's the reason. So if you've never roasted radishes before, you're just going to kind of pop them off, and you just want to cut off the top thing here and the bottom, and then you're just going to cut it in half, like so. If you want to leave this long thing on, you can do it. It doesn't really matter. And then you're just going to throw those on your sheet pan or put them in a Tupperware container. And then you can get your asparagus out, wash it if you haven't already, and just cut off or snap the ends so you don't have that really rough and tough part of the end of the asparagus. If you're going ahead and prepping your salmon and putting it on a sheet pan, you would just place it right in the middle of your sheet pan, and we're going to arrange the vegetables around it. I might do like all the radishes over here, salmon in the middle if I had salmon, and asparagus on this side, okay? Or you could do it however you want. This way, sometimes when I'm doing these sheet pans and I have the vegetables here and here separated, sometimes the asparagus would cook faster than the radish, and the radishes were like burning. So I can just shovel off what I need to and then throw it back in the oven and keep cooking, right? So that's why I kind of tend to keep them separated. And I'm just going to arrange these, and then we'll make the sauce, and then we'll put this up, and we'll start with our next chore. So half of the battle is just having the plan, right, and then executing it and actually getting the groceries and doing it all at once. That's why I started this business, is because like people would just get paralyzed with having a plan, and then they would like just kind of like not do it when they got home, or just, you know, forget about it, or they didn't have anybody, you know, making them do it. And so it's kind of nice to do it with friends and to just be productive, right? It's social and productive.
I'm laughing because I went through last week and I put everything I was going to have for dinner, because I pretty much had my lunch and my breakfast figured out, because lunch was just a big salad. But I wrote down everything I was going to make for dinner each day, and I stuck to it. I think that's the first time ever.
Yeah. I mean,
Kathleen will be nodding her head because she's a rebel too. So It's kind of fun. Oh, and Kimmy is too. Yep. But
Yeah.
it made it so much easier because I was like, what are we having tonight? Oh, okay, this.
Yeah.
And,
You already had a
you
plan.
know, right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Barb just said that you can use the radish tops like any other greens in like a egg scramble or a
Oh,
salad.
yeah, yeah. I definitely save these guys for sure. Don't throw that
Mhm.
away. Great, great point. Thank you. I rarely will waste any any vegetable. Oops, I forgot to have that. All right, so once you guys are done chopping your vegetables, we are going to, and stop me if I'm going too fast. We're going to move on to the sauce that's going to go on top of the salmon and the vegetables. Did I tell you I got an air fryer?
Did you get one for Christmas?
I got one for Christmas and I love, love, love it. And probably one of my favorite things to cook in it so far are asparagus and Brussels.
Oh, good.
I love it.
Yeah, I had one, but when
Yeah.
you know, only have limited counter space and it just, I wasn't using it enough to justify the space it was taking up. So
Yeah,
away it went.
it's just one more massive appliance.
Mm-hmm. Kimmy, how you doing there? Good. Okay.
Good. How are y'all?
Good. Just making sure.
Kimmy. I'm Kimmy too.
I love it.
Mhm.
Kimmy, where do you live?
In Mississippi.
Mississippi. Okay, I'm in Georgia, Atlanta, right outside of Atlanta.
Okay, nice.
I never met a Kimmy I didn't like.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay.
I could not find radishes, so I got red potatoes. So
Oh.
that's what
Perfect.
you
Perfect.
go.
Perfect. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I always say be flexible, and if a recipe calls for something that you know your family's not going to eat, just sub it out. It doesn't matter. Okay, so I'm just going to sit this to the side over here out of the way. Make sure you guys are paying attention to your eggs. Don't forget about those. And then we are going to make the tarragon sauce. I am gonna make it. I have a big, massive blender, but I also have one of these little ninjas that I love, and this is what I usually make my sauces in. So I am gonna walk you guys through it. You keep doing what you're doing, and please stop me if you have a question. Does anybody have any questions so far? Okay,
They didn't have tarragon at Whole Foods.
that's
So
fine. Do you have any other? Do you have any other herb that you know would go good in like a sauce that with lemon? I mean, do you have any like even it could be dried?
Thyme?
I have tons of dried. I have dried tarragon. So
Oh, then use it. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you would just use like maybe 1 tablespoon instead of 2 tablespoons of the fresh. Yeah.
find it.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna like lightly chop. If you have fresh, just lightly chop it. And add all the ingredients. And I think it's like a half a cup of mayo, 2 tablespoons of lemon, which I'm really bad about measuring things, so I just kind of eyeball and wing it. That's just one extra step that I just not gonna take. Unless it's baking, you kind of have to be precise with baking, right?
I agree.
Not so much cooking.
Hazel, it looks like you're watering the plants.
That's my tarragon. I've just washed it.
Oh, look at you! Fancy.
All right. So
I have it growing in my backyard too. Don't worry.
Oh, wow.
I'm kidding, I
Gorgeous.
don't.
I've got everything in it. Oh, salt and pepper.
What you need, Kathleen?
it's 1 lemon, 2 tablespoons of dried tarragon, half a
And
cup. Of mayo.
yeah, or if you're using the dried, I'd use 1 tablespoon. 2 cloves of garlic, salt, a pinch of salt, and a pinch of pepper. Half a cup of mayo, and 2 tablespoons ish. That's about a half a lemon. And then just gonna blend it up. I'm gonna mute you for a second. Let's see, did somebody ask a question? Oh yeah,
I think we're good.
that's the radish tops. Okay.
Yeah. I figured I'd monitor it for you.
And again, like, you know, guys, if you're reading a recipe and you're like, oh, that sounds delicious. Oh, but I don't think my family would eat tarragon. And, you know, then sub it out for something else that you know they will eat. You know, everything's, you know, you can interchange most things and kind of make it to what, you know, if your family prefers something else. All right, my eggs are going off.
Or just put it in there and don't tell them.
Yeah, let them pack it up. I always put my eggs in an ice bath, and that is, I just find them easier to peel. But if you want to put them in some cold water, you can do that too. All right, how's everybody doing? Does anybody need me to repeat anything, or you have any questions?
Well, I did not print out the recipes, so I'm kind
I'm
of,
going to walk you through them, so don't worry. I'm going to walk you through them.
next week I will print them out.
Okay, and what are you doing right now? Are you making the sauce?
Yes. So I
Okay.
got the half a cup of lemon, the half a cup of mayo, the tarragon, the salt and pepper, and
And
then
some garlic cloves if you have them, tarragon, salt, and pepper, and that's it. Yes.
I'm good with the, I'm gonna have to blend it.
And then
Yep.
I'm here for the blender content.
Sorry about that. All right, the next thing we have to get ready, just to walk you through what we're doing next, we are going to be cutting our sweet potatoes. So if you guys have sweet potatoes, this is going to be for our, we're going to go out of order here, but for our breakfast casserole, because it's a 2-part recipe, we need to go ahead and get these in the oven roasting. So if you can, once you get the sauce done, get your sweet potatoes out if they haven't been cut already. I would, if you guys can see this there, it's about a ½ inch thick is how the consistency. Some are a little bit thicker than others. It doesn't really matter that much. They're going to get baked and all cooked. They'll all be cooked and done by the time they come out. So the oven should be preheated to 425. We're gonna put a little bit of olive oil or avocado oil. You can just toss all of your potatoes in a big bowl, and we're gonna add just a little bit of oil and salt and pepper, and stir it around just so it gets all combined. I'm showing you this. I know you guys are not there yet. I'm just showing you what you're going to be doing, okay? So dice up your sweet potatoes. I am going to be cooking and roasting. You can do it in a sheet pan, but I'm using this for my casserole. So I'm going to go ahead and get this prepped, and after I'm done, I'm just going to throw my turkey and egg stuff on top of this and throw it back in the oven. So our first step is to have your sheet greased a little bit with oil, and then you already have a little bit of oil on your, I'm using my hands, yes.
I love it.
And then these have salt and pepper, and you're just gonna kind of arrange them, and they're gonna line the bottom of our casserole that we're making, and just squeeze them all in there. You know what? If you don't want it super potatoy, that's a word. When you get done, you can just put these in another container and have these for something else later in the week. So, but we just want a really small, thin layer on the bottom. But like I have way more, so when I'm done and these are done baking, I'm gonna take some off and just put them in my fridge for something else. Okay? But I'm gonna bake them all at once. So mine are ready to go. I'm gonna go ahead and put them in there. Are you guys still chopping the sweet potatoes?
We're slicing them, right?
Slicing them, yes? Sorry, I said chopping, slicing. So look, it's about a half an inch, little rounds like this. Once you get them in, you're gonna set the timer for 30 minutes. And then you're gonna forget about them. And you're gonna put the bowl or whatever you use, don't wash it, just put it to the side because we're gonna scramble our eggs in here later. Okay. All right, so we've got our eggs going. How's everybody's? Have you checked on your eggs?
Yeah, I'm no eggs.
Oh, you're no eggs. Okay. All right, just me eggs today. All right, so we got the eggs, we did the salmon, the sauce. Now we're getting our potatoes, starting the casserole. Next up, after you guys, I'm just starting to talk about what we're going to be doing next. We're going to be going into our flank steak marinade. So we're going to make a marinade for our flank steak, and we're going to be chopping our broccoli and baby potatoes and prepping those. I went ahead and made my marinade, and we're going to have this. I made it this morning because we're having this tonight. So what I would usually do would just be stick it in the fridge and have it go for a couple hours to 24 hours. It can sit in this marinade. I put it in a Ziploc bag or sometimes just a glass container. I was really lazy this morning and we didn't have any glass containers that were clean. So here we are. And it's just one of those marinades where you just dump and go. I will walk you through everything that's in all the ingredients that we need for that.
Only one sheet pan.
Set mine to the side. But yeah, I probably wouldn't let it sit longer than 24 hours, guys.
It's tomorrow's dinner.
Yeah, tomorrow's dinner. All right. Where is everybody? Kind of give me an update of what you're doing.
Adding potatoes and broccoli.
Potatoes went in the oven.
Okay, potatoes in the oven. Good. Okay. Kathleen, we're gonna start the marinade. So let's get something that we can put the marinade and the steak in, like a container or a Ziploc bag, and then we're gonna get out the apple cider vinegar, coconut aminos, avocado or olive oil, garlic powder, onion powder, paprika, salt, and pepper. And guys, if you don't have onion powder, if you don't have garlic powder or whatever, it's paprika, it's fine. But those are what the recipe calls for. And if you want to add anything extra in, you can do that too.
Okay.
It is, I'm just going to call out to you guys, it's 1/4 cup of apple cider vinegar. It's 1/4 cup of coconut aminos, coconut aminos. And your choice, avocado or olive oil. That's going to be our base.
So 1/4 cup apple cider vinegar and
And a quarter cup of apple cider vinegar and a 1/4 cup of coconut aminos.
Okay.
2
Coconut
tablespoons.
aminos make everything better.
What did you say?
They said coconut aminos make everything better.
Oh my God.
We love them.
I'm just leaving-
What was that, Kimmy?
What's that, Kimmy?
I said I could not find the coconut aminos, so I'm just leaving that out,
Oh,
but
okay. No
something
worries.
I would like to try. I've never had them, as far as I know.
Okay, well, you need to, yeah, I'm assuming you're doing the Whole30, right?
Yes, I am.
That it's a game changer for the Whole30. Like it's just so good.
Well, I may just
Yeah.
order it. I can't
Yeah,
seem to
you
find
need to order it. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'll do that.
Okay.
Right, so quarter cup apple cider vinegar, quarter cup.
2 tablespoons of avocado oil or olive oil. So quarter cup apple cider vinegar, quarter cup of coconut aminos. If you don't have them, fine. Add your 2 tablespoons of whatever oil. Add your garlic powder, which are 2 teaspoons, and then 2 teaspoons of black pepper. If you don't like black pepper, you don't have to add that much pepper in. You kind of, again, if you don't like garlic, don't add it.
But you also said onion powder.
Onion.
Yes, that's 1 teaspoon of onion powder,
Okay.
1 teaspoon of paprika, and it says a half a teaspoon of salt, but I always add a little bit more. And my flank steak is really big.
Yeah, mine is 2.
Yeah, so I would add like a teaspoon of sea salt, of salt. And then you're just gonna sit it to the side, let it sit, and we are gonna move on by getting our vegetables prepared. So our broccoli and potatoes. And again, we'll just be roasting those. So you'll get a sheet pan out, or if you're not eating this tonight, you can just put it in a container and put it back in the fridge. But I want to go ahead and have it washed and chopped so there's nothing else that you need to do if you're having this tomorrow.
Yes, I'm loving this. Yes, getting it all done at once.
Yes.
You're going to be so proud of your little self when you're done here, after you do the dishes.
Yeah.
And
Because
Yeah.
So I'm so, I'm glad just to knock it out.
Yeah, you know what? It's so nice to like have that stress off of you of like, oh my God, what's for dinner tonight? Or like just looming over you all day, especially if you have, other things, a million other things going on. It's just such a nice feeling. And to top it off that it's Whole30 and healthy, is just a bonus.
Okay.
Okay.
This and no, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Kathleen, did you have something to say?
The marinade, I just want to put in a blender.
No,
Oh, no,
shake
that was
it.
the sauce. That was the sauce. On the marinade, I'm just mixing and letting it sit.
And
and
then
then
put the steak in and then let it sit. Mhm.
Okay. I can do that later. I've got it in the,
Okay.
we're good.
Okay, set that aside. Get your potatoes out, your baby potatoes and your broccoli, and then just if you need to wash them, wash them. If you need to cut them up, we're gonna do so. These are the ones that we had available in my store. So I usually just cut these in half. I mean, you could roast them whole. It's just gonna take longer, right? And I'm gonna cook the Brussels on a different pan at the same time. So I'm gonna cut them in half so they cook about the same time.
I went to Publix a few days after Christmas and everything, like there were a lot of bare shelves and I thought, okay, well that could just be Christmas. Everybody cooks at Christmas. And then I went to a different Publix like 3 days later, still lots of bare shelves.
Yep.
And then I went to one last week and still bare shelves. So I think it's definitely supply chain stuff.
Yeah. There's signs all over. There's signs all over the shelves now. That's what's going on, and to please be patient.
Oh, okay.
With them.
Yeah, it was weird. I was able to get every ingredient today on your list, but there were so many other things that weren't there.
Well, again, it's like the toilet paper thing and the paper products. Those were all gone too, and I'm like, oh, not this again.
Again. Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
Well, China's locking down, so we could have that issue again.
Who's locking down?
No. She said China's locking down.
Also, big parts of Canada are locked down. Ontario.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
Oh, yeah. Barb said they had a ton of snow in the south, and that could have affected a lot too, because planes couldn't fly, trucks were stuck. So that might, yeah, I hadn't thought about that.
Oh, that's
Mhm.
true. Yeah, there has been a lot of snow. Did you see all the DC people that got stuck on the road for like 48 hours?
Yeah,
You guys see that on the news?
that's
That was
crazy. Doesn't that
okay.
happen in Colorado too? Or am I making things up?
I don't know.
No, we got a lot of snow in
No.
Wyoming.
Okay. It's good ski
Sweet.
weather, huh?
Yes, that's what I was doing this morning. That's why I got home a little late for your meeting. It's a beautiful day.
Okay,
Yeah,
where
gotta take those.
Yeah.
are you guys right now getting your potatoes and broccoli cut up?
Yep.
Okay.
And they're just going on the sheet pan, right?
Yes, they're going on the sheet pan. You guys let me know when you are done with that, and then we're gonna move on to our turkey meatballs.
Okay. There's nothing going on these potatoes or broccoli?
Nope, not right now, but when you cook them, you're just gonna put a little bit of olive oil, avocado oil, salt, and pepper, and roast them at 400 until they're done. And
Okay.
that is it. So there's no recipe link for those. It's just regular, good old fashioned, simple roasted sweet potatoes. Now, I mean, roasted vegetables. And if you have a sauce or something that you would like to add on there, go for it. But it's just, I like simple things, and you can, add a little bit of flavor with fresh herbs or something like that. But this way it's, more people, I don't know, if it's simple, more people, they can just add their own special touch, what they prefer. Hazel, how you doing over there?
She's unmuting.
Oh, okay.
So I've got the steak marinating, done the eggs, broccoli is done.
Okay.
So I haven't done I'm not doing the salmon, and I haven't done sweet potato in the casserole because my family don't like that. So I've just
Oh yeah, you can
the vegetables ready for that.
Yeah, okay. All right, so we're going to go ahead and after you guys are done, the next step is to get out your ground turkey, and let's just get it all out. I think I put on there 2 to 3 pounds. We're gonna get all of it out. And we're going to start making our meatballs. We're also going to start browning the meat for our casserole because it's going to go on top of our sweet potatoes. All right, so you're going to need your ground turkey, and then we need something, a bowl. Something you can kind of mix in. I'm gonna grab a big bowl.
My ground turkey.
So,
the ground turkey.
What was that?
A big bowl for the
bowl for the ground turkey.
Okay.
So, the ground turkey, the meatballs call for 2 pounds, guys. You'll probably have a lot, depending on how many people you live with, you'll have a lot for leftovers. You can also freeze them. Another pound is going to go on the skillet, and we are going to be browning some of that later for our casserole. So I go ahead and put your 2 pounds in your bowl because we're going to be making the meatballs. We're actually just going to be prepping them. You guys are going to roll them out later after our call, so we don't have to stay here and roll for 20 minutes because it kind of takes a while. And then the other 1 pound is going to go into the skillet. Just go ahead and dump it in a skillet that you can brown meat in on the stove. And then once you guys are all ready, I'm going to walk you through what we're going to be dumping into our meatball mixture. We're going to need nutritional yeast, if only if you have it. If you don't, it's not a big deal. You need 1 egg, some chopped spinach, a bell pepper, and it says a half a bell pepper, but I went ahead and I have multiple. Yeah, it actually, this says, yes, we are going to use a half cup because the other one is going to go into our casserole. All right, so got my bell peppers in here. I'm going to put an egg, crack an egg, a whole egg, 1/4 of a cup of nutritional yeast, about 1/4 of a cup. You can do fresh garlic or you can do garlic powder. If you're using garlic powder, you're going to use 1 teaspoon. And if you're using fresh garlic, I would use like 1-ish, 1 or 2 cloves. And you're going to add some salt and pepper. And then you're going to kind of toss it around and get everything combined. Oh, also fresh parsley, guys. I don't have that. All I have. Yeah. So you're going to cut up and chop up 1/4 of a cup of fresh parsley and add that in there. If you're not a fan of fresh parsley or you have another herb that you like, I actually have basil that I could use, so I might sub that right here. So whatever you have, guys, just kind of, you know, you can switch out. Doesn't have to necessarily be what I'm telling you to put in. If you think it sounds good, do it. And you're just going to get it combined, and then you're going to just sit it to the side, okay? And we're going to forget about it.
Okay, and that was just red pepper, nutritional yeast, parsley, and
One egg, 1/4 of a cup of parsley,
and
a teaspoon of garlic powder.
that's what I forgot.
Yep, don't forget the garlic powder. And then some salt. I think I forgot to put the salt in. And pepper.
Did you say scramble the egg before?
You're just gonna put it in, and like you can use a spoon if you'd like, and just combine everything, yeah, together, and then just sit it. But when we, the very end, that's the last thing you're gonna do, or roll out these meatballs.
Okay.
So you can combine it and you can get it nice and gooey and combined after and mixed really well afterwards. Right now, we're just gonna forget about it.
Okay.
We're going to now, I'm gonna show you how to make the cabbage steaks. So I love cabbage, and one of my favorite ways to eat it is either make it, just chop it up really nice and fine and saute it in the wok, or roast steaks. So I just cut kind of thick because I want them to stay together. If you go too thin, they're gonna fall apart. I try to kind of keep them together. Dun, 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 dun. And then go, and then you're just gonna find, I don't have it, well, I do have an extra sheet pan right now, so I'll kind of show you how I get them arranged. So sheet pan, I usually line it with parchment paper always, because I'm really, really, really lazy about washing dishes. That way I don't have to wash any extra dishes. And then I just like place them on the sheet pan. I put a little bit of olive oil on each side and salt and pepper. And I roast them at 400 until they're done. Sometimes people,
Really good.
yeah, sometimes people are like, flip them halfway, but then sometimes I just leave them. It just depends. I've like either way. It kind of has a little bit more blackened on each side when you do flip them, but they taste perfect if you don't.
I like them when they're almost burnt, not quite.
like the edges are all burnt. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Just like,
Oh, well,
yeah,
not
do
quite
it-
burnt.
yeah, yeah. So just kind of do it however you like it. And then we're just gonna get those. Now, if you're not gonna go ahead and put them on a sheet pan like I am, just cut them and get them in a container or something where they can do your best to try to keep them intact, right? Hi, Lundy. My middle schooler just got home. Oops, this is gonna be a little bit thicker. And that's all right. So this one's like way thicker than the others, but whatever. I can take the other ones out. And then,
Oh,
oh, who's that?
Oh, can you guys hear everybody?
Oh, is that somebody at your house? I thought.
Yeah,
somebody was talking.
sorry.
No,
That's
that's okay.
okay. It's always a soiree at our house.
That's fun.
Okay. I need.
All right, how's everybody doing?
Good. I'm gonna do the
Timmy's
cab-
loving this.
we can do the cabbage later.
Okay, perfect. All right, so now we have got to, all right, so you've got your cabbage steaks, and then I said cauliflower rice. So the meatballs will kind of go, sorry, yeah, the meatballs will go with the steaks, and cauliflower rice, you can do that saute that up. We don't have to do it right now. You can just either, if you have a whole head of cauliflower, you want to just like chop it up nice and fine into a cauliflower rice texture. Or if you have the cauliflower rice in a bag, just leave it in the bag. And you're just going to really heat that up because the sauce is what's going to bring everything together. And if you want to make the sauce right now, we can do it. It's avocado oil, an egg, mustard powder, sea salt, and hot sauce. Now, if you don't have an immersion blender, what I suggest is to just use mayonnaise and mustard powder and hot sauce and salt. That way you don't have to, if you don't have the immersion blender where you can do like a homemade kind of thing, just use mayonnaise and hot sauce and mustard powder. So does anybody want to make the sauce now, or do you want to make the aioli later?
I can make it later.
Okay, we'll do that. So just know that that's kind of what brings this whole dish together is the sauce. And some people are like, I don't even like mayonnaise. Then just add the hot sauce, you know, like, or if you want to add the coconut aminos, Debbie, like you could do that, you know? So
that was for the steak and the cauliflower rice, right?
no, this is for the meatballs. The
Oh,
meatballs.
okay.
Yeah.
I'm having salmon tonight, so I can make the sauces.
Okay,
later.
perfect. Okay. All right. So moving on to our breakfast casserole, I want you guys to get your eggs out, and I'm going to use the same bowl that I used to kind of toss the sweet potatoes in. It has a little bit of olive oil in there. That's fine. And you are going to, let's go ahead and just get all the eggs and throw them in here. And then I want you to start turning on your meat that's on the stove, and we're going to start browning our turkey. And we're also going to put some onions in. I'm just going to put it all at once. The recipe breaks it down into like 3 different, we got a video bomber. Okay. Yeah, the recipe's like brown the meat, then do the onions, and then do the peppers. Nope, we're just gonna do it all together. So you're gonna throw that meat, onions, and pepper all in the skillet, and you're just gonna brown it. While that is browning and getting going, we're gonna scramble all the eggs. Okay?
You said 8.
Yes, 8. Yeah, I'll get one. Here, just grab one because my hands are eggy.
So, chef,
I know. That would be nice if she helped.
wouldn't it?
That would be nice.
but she's starving. She just got home from school. It's so late. I mean, for a middle schooler to get home at like 5 o'clock, you know? All right. So I'm gonna scramble these eggs and then add a little bit of salt and pepper, and then just kind of leave them. And then I'm just gonna make sure this meat gets browned back here, so don't forget about it. And okay, so guys, if you're doing the brown turkey, you're gonna put a cup of onion and a cup of bell pepper. I didn't tell you the quantities. And then 8 eggs, get those nice and scrambled in the bowl. Adding salt and pepper. Probably add a little bit of salt and pepper, just a pinch to the turkey and the peppers as well. Okay, so also this recipe calls for spinach, guys. I don't have any spinach, so if you do have greens, grab those now. We're gonna let the meat brown and get all the way brown. Then we're gonna add the 2 cups of spinach to the skillet. But let's let the meat get browned all the way and the onions and peppers cook down a little bit. And then we will add the spinach lastly. My sweet potatoes smell good. Yum, yum.
That's a good idea about the wedges, because you could, take the potato wedge and that can be breakfast, throw an egg and some spinach on it.
Yeah, you're talking about the extra sweet potato. Yeah,
the extra sweet potato.
Yeah.
So it's kind of loud in my kitchen, but I did the breakfast casserole yesterday morning so we could eat it and then have leftovers. Delicious, and it heated up great. So
Yeah, I love
anybody who's making it.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Good.
So I hate it. I just put it in the microwave this morning and ate some leftover. Great. It's great.
Yeah, you know what I was thinking too is that when I would reheat it, I could put it in my air fryer and try that out too. I feel like
that'd be good too.
Great for leftovers to make them seem like they're not leftovers. Yeah, so if you are not doing the casserole, you can kind of just organize everything and start to put things away. Oh, we are going to be doing one thing. If you have celery and carrots, the last thing we're going to do is slice and dice these. That way you can have these for snacking. And I had as a snack option almond butter and vegetables, and so that's what that is for. So that's something that you can be doing since you're not doing the casserole.
So Kimmy, can I use an immersion blender for the mayonnaise sauce, the one that goes on salmon?
Yeah, please do. That's what it asked for. But some people just don't have immersion blender, so yeah.
Oh, no, this is for the salmon one.
Oh yes. Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
It'll work the same.
Yes,
Perfect.
absolutely. Yeah.
That.
Yeah, and there's another idea that I like to do with this casserole is top it with salsa or top it with some avocado, especially since it's, yeah, it just kind of gives it a little bit of extra flavor. Those are some other, so I don't know. I like to have those in my eggs in the morning. Some people are like, that sounds gross, but I love it. All right, so once your meat is done browning, add your spinach in. So this is good to go. Our sweet potatoes should be just about ready. Yep, mine at 30 seconds, so I'm gonna go ahead and take them out. Now we're gonna take the temperature down to 400. Let's see, bake at 400. We don't need it at 425 anymore. And then I'm gonna peel off the sweet potatoes that I do not need anymore. I'm just gonna have a single layer of sweet potatoes in the bottom. And I'll use these for something else. Okay. All right, how's everybody doing? Good? Okay, so I'm gonna pour my turkey mixture over this. And then I'm gonna add, now remember mine doesn't have the spinach, so it's not gonna be as pretty as yours. Just gonna dump that in there. Sizzling. And then I'm gonna add the egg mixture on top. And put it back into the oven.
I'm officially salivating.
I know, this is so mean, Debbie.
It's okay.
Oh my God, I feel so bad.
No. But I was like, oh, I bet the eggs are my favorite. So yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay, yeah, so good. Okay, guys, so we're gonna now, once you get your casserole in the oven, set it for about, it says about 25 to 30 minutes, but once the eggs are done and everything, you know, it's done. So I hate to give people specific times. So just keep an eye on it, but you know, 15, 20 minutes and see how it looks and then check on it again 5 minutes later or whatever. Just make sure that the eggs are cooked all the way through and that's it. Yeah, so the last thing I want you to do is see if you can get your vegetables chopped up and put away. If you like to peel your carrots, great. If you don't, I just don't. So yeah, and just gonna kind of slice them for, if you want to cut them like little, like here. It's just so nice to have them done. That way you're more likely to reach for these versus something else, right? It's like if you're hungry, oh, these are already done, I'm gonna, you know, go for this versus something else that you're not supposed to, right? And then just put it in a nice Tupperware container and have it in your fridge, and I'm sure your fridge is gonna be full and it's gonna make you so happy.
It really does. I can't wait to hear what everybody says tomorrow, because I remember when we did our first one, I was like, huh, what are we going to have for dinner tonight? Should we have this, or should we have this, or should we have this? All already ready. So it was kind of nice. Yeah.
It is so
Yeah,
nice.
it is.
Yeah. Well, does anyone have any questions? You can unmute yourself and ask away, or
No, it's very cool.
so the last thing you guys have to do, I'll let you do on your own, or just make the meatballs. So
Yep.
roll them out, and it doesn't matter what size, just trying to keep them the same size so they'll cook the same, yeah, all the way through.
Well, I just
Thank-
want to say thank you, because this weekend I was like, you know, I've only done a week of Whole30. I'm already tapped out of ideas. So this gave me a whole week of food, and
Yeah.
it's kept me focused for this hour. And I've been doing it the whole time instead of doing other things around the house. So
Yeah.
Right,
Thank
right. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're welcome. And it helps to have like, someone keeping you on task and like
yes,
bam, 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 do this, do this. And sometimes it can be a little much. So, and I can be, going really fast. So you can always just tell me to slow down. But
Well,
yeah,
next week I'll print out the recipes and prep. I think
that helps a little
that'll
bit,
help a
but
lot.
also I'll always have them printed out. So if you don't have a printer or I'll walk you through it, but it does help.
Okay.
And I think
Have
what,
it pulled up on your phone or something,
Well, that's
Right,
true. I could have done that. I could have done that. Just
Yeah.
not that technically.
That's okay.
Timmy, I think what I'll do for next Monday is under the event is we'll put the PDF if like you did
Yeah,
this time.
That's perfect.
Put the PDF under there and I will copy and paste it.
Okay.
I'll take the recipes,
Yeah.
copy and paste them and make it, we'll make
Okay.
it so
Okay.
everybody can find it too.
That's
So,
better than emailing individually into different groups and stuff. So that's perfect. Okay.
Yeah.
right. Yeah, I was thinking about that. I'm like, well, why don't we
Yeah.
just, everything will be
So-
underneath the event.
Nice.
And
Okay.
yeah, so
So they're
streamline. We're all learning.
Yeah,
these
we're
are
all
all
learning. It's
gonna be
trial and
on-
error.
These are on the home page, not under the whole shebang.
I think she's saying about
Uh,
events.
they're not in the whole, they're under Empowered Health, not whole shebang.
Yes,
Yeah.
for everybody.
Yeah.
Great.
Because I'm gonna also share the video and speak the recipe, the grocery list and the video and the
Okay.
Fab After 50 so that maybe we can grab some more people too.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Well, Kimmy,
this was
All
great.
right.
Oh, it was so nice to see you guys. This was so much fun. If you have any questions, just reach out and I'll be happy to answer them. Okay.
okay. Thank
Well,
you.
thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Timmy.
Okay. Great.
All right. Bye, guys. See you next
Bye.
week,
Bye.
hopefully. Okay. Bye. Bye.
for-